pretty much Beard Bros is completely back to square one with the three of us, and the only people who are in charge with us or affiliated with us in any way right now is just us. We are a fully independent show now, right back at square one.
So there you have it, open and shut case. Apparently Jirard is not involved with Super Beard Brothers anymore. Or is he? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. And Jirard the Completionist is a topic that just refuses to die. As much as he wants it to go away, I'm going to keep talking about it until I run out of stuff to talk about. And this was fairly interesting, enough for me to dive a little bit deeper into it, write an article on SmashJT.com, and bring this video to you guys. Super Beard Brothers made a video finally coming back and telling everyone what's going on, what their plan is, who they're affiliated with, and while they don't mention Jirard by name, they do say he is not one of the people that is affiliated with them anymore. But then when you go on their merch site, that one video gamer is listed as the owner of the Beard Brothers merchandise. And this is where the topic gets a little bit dicey. So in this video, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the Super Beard Brothers saga and what they have any kind of affiliation with Jirard the Completionist moving forward, and if buying something from their merch store goes into Jirard's pocket. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for my full article breaking down this interesting situation. Jirard the Completionist is the owner of That One Video Gamer, TOVG, which is listed at the bottom of the Super Beard Brothers merchandise site. Copyright 2024, Super Beard Brothers, a That One Video Entertainment LLC property, and then a whole bunch of credit cards listed underneath that on what they accept for their merchandise over there. And it got me thinking, did Super Beard Brothers completely sever their connections to Jirard the Completionist after the Open Hand Foundation drama saga thing opened up from Carl Jobst and Muda when they exposed this dynamic of potential charity fraud, which I still say, even though it's been proven multiple times that he lied about where the money was going to, and he was pocketing it for how long without donating anywhere and lying to everyone. Not going to go into that with this video. I've made an entire playlist if you want more information on all of that. But that does relate to this video with Super Beard Brothers, and if they have any kind of professional connection still with Jirard the Completionist, even if they're not publicly stating that. Super Beard Brothers have announced significant changes to their YouTube channel, a channel that was branded and had all this professional stuff going on behind the scenes in the background. They've moved to a more relaxed, chill, couch co-op type style, kind of reminiscent of James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd, and playing with his neighbor, I guess. Now just sitting on a couch co-op playing a game and talking about it while they play the game, which is fine. Like, if you want to do that, great. It's just a very big dynamic shift from what used to take place with Super Beard Brothers. They announced they've rolled out new episodes of Crash Bandicoot 4 and embarked on a series of Elden Ring. Notably, these productions are now set in a home environment, marking the departure from their previous studio recordings. And this shift is indicative of broader changes within the channel, especially following the supposed exit of Jirard the Completionist. Alongside the physical relocation, the channel has also made some changes to their digital presence, removing Jirard from the descriptions and the banners of their channel. Although Jirard's still included in all their older videos, they said those aren't going anywhere, and I checked this morning and sure enough, they're all still there. They haven't completely removed Jirard from their channel. They're just saying moving forward, he is no way, no how, no shape, no connection to Super Beard Brothers moving forward. And they specify that at the beginning of their latest video, talking about how they are just on their own, the three of them, and talking about how those are the only people that are connected with this. Jirard is not listed.
But you don't have to worry, because all the old stuff on the channel, that's not going anywhere. All the old videos will still be there for you to watch forever. And like, you're still going to get the same flavor from us.
Oh yeah.
That old familiar Beard Bros feeling ain't going anywhere. You can kind of think about this as like a soft reboot to Beard Bros, like a new issue #1.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not necessarily buying that, because it's weird how they don't outright just say Jirard is not our friend anymore, we're not talking to him anymore. They don't mention him by name specifically. It's almost like they're trying to minimize the damage on Jirard, but also keep their channel alive at the same time by ignoring him and pretending he's not a part of it moving forward. but not saying his name, which I get. They're trying to toe that very delicate line, but in doing so, it's kind of exposing a they're still friends behind the scenes type of mentality. And if that's the case, what other kind of financial connections do they still have together? And if they're not outright coming forward and saying, we totally disavow what Jirard did, what his entire association, the foundation stood for, and everything they lied about, and we are not a part of that, and we feel awful about even being connected to him in the first place, because they're not doing that, people are like, well, what kind of connections do you still have with him? And are you still buddy-buddy behind the scenes with Jirard and still sharing in revenue when you sell merchandise? And when you see the TOVG listed underneath the banner of their merchandise store, it makes you wonder, is it still going to Jirard? And then, diving into even further details on this, on the Discord server, and shout out to the Completionist 2 on Reddit, where they brought us this screenshot here from user StarPendle. The Completionist stated this is mid-January 2024. Hey folks, we are having clearance sales for all the merch on both the Completionist store and Super Beard Brothers store. Why would you be having a clearance sale, Jirard? That's interesting. Probably because you need to move this merchandise you've already created and you know that your reputation is completely beyond tarnished, that you have to get rid of this as a fire sale before your reputation completely goes out there to the masses where everyone's like, holy crap, I can't believe I ever supported this guy. But he continues. We have a code just for you guys, and it's blanked out here. Blank % off items on both stores. Everyone tagging them on the Discord server. All the merch, with the exception of Frog in the Car, is being completely wiped out. So once it's gone, it's gone. So the whole Frog in a Car thing, which I didn't talk about in any previous videos, but that was a play on the Frog in the Car from Earthbound Mother 3. And while many people were saying it was infringing on potential copyrights and trademark, it was different enough where I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but it is peculiar that he's selling that on his store. But whatever, I don't want to focus on that with this video. What we want to focus on is what he's selling, what he's clearancing out, and where this money's going to. And why would Jirard be pushing this on the Beard Brothers Discord if he's not making money from it? And here's the thing. You can be like, oh, leave it alone. The guy's suffered enough. You know, why are you trying to completely destroy his career, cancel him, and all this stuff? But there's a legitimate argument to be made here of people do want to support Super Beard Brothers. People do want to financially impact them and make sure they're still good because they know they didn't participate directly with what Jirard and charity fraud scheme was. They didn't have anything to do with any of that. They just wanted to make their videos and play their games and move on with their life, and they're caught in the crossfire on this, so they want to support them. But many people, especially on the Completionist 2 on Reddit, are sharing some serious concerns with if they purchase an item from the store, how much of it is actually going to Super Beard Brothers? And that is the major crux of the entire issue. Despite the apparent separation, it is suspected that Jirard might retain ownership of the merchandise store and be responsible for liquidating existing stock, therefore potentially profiting from the sales. This has led to a strong call from the community for a greater transparency and clearer communication regarding Jirard's current role and financial connections to Super Beard Brothers. They haven't said a damn thing about this, and this is a huge deal, especially because in their video they dive into Patreon and how they're removing many of the tiers and just setting it to the $10 tier and getting early access to videos. And like I said, there's a lot of people that do want to still support Super Beard Brothers, but it is a complex web of who do we trust, how much money is going to, is Jirard still somewhat involved with this even though you don't mention him by name, are you still friends with him, what are the connections behind the scenes, because there's a lot of people out there that don't separate the art from the artist, and if there's drama, if there's a liar, if there's someone they don't want to be financially supporting, and if doing so they end up beating themselves up, they just completely disavow all of it and say, you know what, no, I'm not even going to participate with Super Beard Brothers anymore because it could somehow, some way give benefit to Jirard Khalil, Jirard the Completionist, and that is the last thing many people want to do at this point, especially because they've been so hurt in the past by his lies.
Of course, the obvious thing that I should say that I'm happy about is the money, but honestly, the money is not real. It's not. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube don't talk about their finances. They don't talk about the money because everyone's afraid of, oh, if I say my secrets and you say your secrets, we can't make the money. And wait, you got paid more than me? That sucks. Oh, you got paid more than me? That sucks.
I've watched the new Super Beard Brothers video, The Beard Brothers Are Back, where they announce the new changes in format to the show and how they don't talk about Jirard at all. But what I think a lot of people are asking for, including myself, is clear communication to the fans of Super Beard Brothers. Clear communication to everyone on YouTube what your connection to Jirard is moving forward. If he is connected any way, you need to disclose that immediately. And if there's a reason why he's still connected to you, explain that to people. Maybe it's a legal obligation that you signed off your company, or that he owns it and you can't break out of it, or whatever the reason is. But tell people exactly what it is so that they can make an informed decision on if they want to continue to support you guys or not. Because at this point, even though you guys come forward in a video and say, yeah, we're not connected with him at all because we're not naming him, like, that doesn't explain if you're connected with him with Super Beard Brothers. All it says is these are the people helping making the episode. It doesn't mean that there's any money coming from Super Beard Brothers that ultimately funnels down to Jirard's pockets. And that, like I said, is the major concern in all of this. But until Super Beard Brothers comes forward with an episode exposing everything about Jirard and their connections to him, there's going to be a lot of questions moving forward. And because of that, it could ultimately end up hurting them. And I don't want that to happen. I really don't. I don't think because Jirard did something bad, or because he's a part of something that has a very negative connotation in the community right now, it shouldn't just spread like a virus and infect everybody that was connected to him. Everyone is their own person, and they don't let Jirard speak for them. But if they're still connected to him and in the back end they're still supporting him financially, they need to disclose that, because ultimately people who are giving financial money to these people that are supporting them need to know exactly where their money is going to. If anything, this charity potential fraud situation that has been uncovered because of Jirard, Khalil, and his family and the Open Hand Foundation, because that's been exposed, people are a lot more suspect about where money's going now, and I think ultimately that's what needs to be disclosed. It's just being upfront and honest with where every penny of every dollar is going to. That way people have more information and be able to make a better decision with their financial donations to supporting a channel. But those are my thoughts on it. If you want more information or all the links, references, and credit to the Completionist 2 on Reddit, check out my article. I will link it in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
But one last thing about Patreon is this: it's like critical to us now. We're fully in on it. It's the only way that we're going to be getting paid, and so because of that, we've kind of reshifted our long-term priorities and goals. Smash,